Ding dong YouTube, welcome back to the channel. It is now, I believe, the 23rd day since the fire and the arson attack here in Lake Louise, and it is the second day of being unemployed since the Lake Louise ski resort laid me off, and I heard here 13 other people yesterday. There was 14 fired in total. There is another 12 being fired today, with a total of 40, so I am told, that are being let go. So that is 165 of us that initially lost our home, and approximately 1/4 of all staff for the ski resort are being told that we're gone and let go. In my video yesterday, I mentioned that there was 2 dishwashers left. Well, now there's 1, because bless his heart, he has the iron will, I guess I would say, to stand up and say, fuck this, I quit. And he did. One of my coworkers quit yesterday after they fired me, so now they got 1 dishwasher left for the entire resort. Good luck trying to run a kitchen. That's all I can say. You know, everyone's situation is different here, and you can only ask so much of people. It is terrifying not having documents, and now the only source of stability in life is your job. A lot of other people are not going to quit, even if they may spout off about it. The fact that this guy actually put his foot down and said, nah, I'm done, I'm leaving, that is immensely selfless of an act for him to do. And I thank them from the bottom of my heart, genuinely, because that's the type of stuff that gets people's attention. And they say, oh shit, we might have actually fucked up with this, because now they have broken morale and spirits, and they have pissed everyone off severely here at the ski resort. So I'm down here now at the ski resort. You can see the modular trailer units behind me. There's a couch just sitting outside. They've set up this makeshift little seating arrangement for everyone here to kind of hang out at, given that we don't really have a common room anymore like we did in Chucktown. So I started this morning with going to the HR office in Sunshine Village. Well, before I went there, I actually went to the kitchen directly, because I had a big conversation with my parents last night, and on the phone my dad found that there was a position for dishwasher / prep cook that pays $20 an hour at Sunshine Village. So I went down to the kitchen and I met with the manager in the back of the kitchen and introduced myself, and he seemed pretty cool, and he seemed pretty alright. You know, it seemed like this job is pretty secured, I need to get it in that. So he took me up to their HR office, and they explained the same thing that the guys at security told me last night when I asked, is that I have to apply online. And I'm trying my best to stress to everyone there, yes, but also you need to understand, I have until Saturday to get out. That is the deadline that I've been given for my eviction. I cannot wait to send someone an email and have it percolate through their inbox for 3 days before they respond to me. I need a job interview tonight, with a starting date tomorrow for work. I'm already at Sunshine Village. I'm already moved into the staff accommodations. All of my stuff is there. Just give me the uniform, tell me when to come in, and I'll be there. Done. Hey.
How's it going?
Good. I'm just
take pictures of this place here. I'm about to get pictures of you.
Oh, that's fine. I'm just filming my daily update video.
Alright, right on.
Alright, so yeah, that's the kind of situation here at the moment. I've come down here for the day to do interviews with news crews all day long. I had contacted last night CBC News, Global News, CTV News. I also contacted the Calgary Herald and the Calgary Sun. And so Global News and CTV got back to me in the morning and had arranged to come out here. I caught a ride in the vehicle with one of the CTV news members, and I directed him where to go when we got down here, because a lot of people don't know where the Charleston building actually was. So I told him where to turn off on the highway, and we went over there. And so he did a segment with me personally. That's the news story, is me and my situation. And so while we were down there filming with the backdrop of the burnt and destroyed building, some of my coworkers who were also laid off and let go were in the area just checking it out. And so he got some shots of us standing together talking, and he interviewed another one of the girls there. So that'll be a part of the CTV news tonight. That is the Canadian television News. Everyone here is like, what's CTV News? I keep forgetting. They're from out of country. They don't know. I'm from here in Canada. I know what CTV is. So Global News was coming up a little bit behind. So we went up to the ski resort here. Part of the story is going to be interviews with the managers. Dave Chappelle, one of the managers here, was interviewed. And so Dave Chappell, I think that's his name, I'm not 100% sure, because they have to cover both sides of the story, both from the perspective of the employees but also the perspective of the ski resort. So then they did the interview with Global News. They started with the management team, and then they came down and did an interview again with myself. So I'm going to be a part of the Global News segment as well, and then another girl who worked in food and beverage. And in both instances, the other people that were interviewed are internationals, and it's extremely important to stress this situation here and how bad it is, that they have now been stranded in a foreign country. They cannot get another job elsewhere because of their visas being burned, and a photocopy of it is just not enough. I got a photocopy of my social insurance card back, and they don't even make those in Canada anymore, so it's not something required. It's a number that you just memorize, and like there was a specific date, I think 12 or 13 years ago they stopped making it. Anyone before that date had those cards. Anyone since that date never got those cards and never will, so I can never get that card replaced. As for everything else, I've got my passport, I lost my IDs and documents. They've lost everything, and so now they can't get a job. They can't get on a plane either because their passport is gone, and so they can't fly back home. You know, you go into the airport and the border security, show them a photocopy of their passport, and they're going to laugh at you. They're not going to accept that. So that's part of the problem there, and so that's part of the news story. The news story is these foreign international workers that are now stranded in the country. So we're trying to arrange more people here for interviews for the Calgary Herald and Calgary Sun. I haven't heard anything back from CBC, although I did email CBC Go Public, and I know that's a different team than their primary news division, so maybe I need to send another email to that as well. In the meantime, I'm going to be waiting for a response from this individual who works for this other company that employs the food and beverage department at Sunshine Village, because I was told they were all from a separate department. No one who works in food and beverage there is actually employed at Sunshine Village. They're all hired by a separate company, so I have to go through them first, and it's all applying online again. And I need to stress to everyone how important it is that this happens immediately, not tomorrow, not the day after, tonight, that I get a job. And so I'm already there. Just give me the uniform and tell me when to come in and work, basically. In the meantime, I guess maybe Thursday or Wednesday, if I haven't heard anything, I'll go into Banff and search around there for some jobs. I can search in the Lake Louise community for some jobs, and then hopefully I can get something by Saturday. Otherwise I'll be evicted and basically have nowhere to go but back home to my parents' place, where I was there just 6 weeks ago after living on my mother's couch for 2 years, and then I can sleep on her couch for another 2 years. Who knows? The situation here is not very great, given that they haven't even announced who they're firing today. So everyone is like, oh shit, is it going to be me? Is it going to be me? Is it going to be me? You know, everyone seems kind of depressed and somber. You know, some people are rightfully outraged, rightfully so, and it just seems like this place is slowly falling apart. We lost everything in that building, all of everything that we owned. All possessions, all documents, all personal objects, all memories, all photographs, all digital files on our computers and hard drives was fucking burned. The only thing that we had left was each other, and now they're coming in with a giant wrecking ball for that too. You know, I heard people saying yesterday that yesterday was worse than the day the fire was. Because when the fire happened, we lost our shit, but yesterday we lost our jobs and our ability to be with our friends. And that is, in some cases, worse, because this is all we had left was the community. People think that Chucktown was the building. Chucktown was the people. Chucktown was the people living here. It was not the fucking building. Yeah. And that's just something that, I don't know, it just, the managers can't see that. Or maybe they do see that, but they just have their hands tied because of the financial situation here. This is a million and tens of millions of dollar endeavor to put this place back together, and it may not even succeed. You know, Charlie Locke was here yesterday. He's the guy who owns this fucking place, from what I've been told. He was here yesterday, and I can only imagine, you know, what he's looking at. I have no idea what his financial situation is. Maybe he is losing everything on this place. Maybe he goes bankrupt again. He already went bankrupt once owning this place, and then he bought it back again. That's public record. You can see that, look it up. And so maybe that's it, you know, he's looking at going bankrupt. And yeah, it's gonna suck. We're gonna fire half of the staff, but at least we can keep the place open with the other half and ensure them jobs, because if we kept everyone on, the place goes bankrupt. Now we all lost our jobs, and maybe that's what needs to happen. Maybe that's just it. You know, we're a part of a family here, and if half of the family is gone, then maybe everyone just needs to lose their job, really. And it's gonna suck, and it's really gonna be awful if this place doesn't exist anymore. But you know, it's like, it's not very fair that only some of us are being let go. And that is why I'm so thankful for my coworker, and I thanked him from the bottom of my heart for doing that, because he didn't have to. He could have stayed here and kept his job, you know, but now he's quit, so now they're down to one dishwasher to run the kitchen. Yeah, I don't know. You falling on the fence there?
Falling all over.
I had a look inside the trailers. I'll show it right now. Let's take a tour. Let's take a tour of where everyone is going to be living for the next foreseeable few years while they rebuild Chucktown. Hey!
How are you?
Good. Just getting some video inside. Okay. Welcome to your dystopian future. I've never actually seen inside one of these before until yesterday, but I have a friend who works in construction and says that they're very nice. Unfortunately, I'll never get the chance to know because I'm not part of the people who will be living here. Laundry room. Bathrooms over here with shower stalls in there. So there you go. This. Yep. Oh, the doors. Okay. This is what one of the units looks like. Got a nice desk area, a bed, some shelving, and as you can see, this room is unoccupied right now. So clearly they have housing for someone somewhere available. There's supposed to be 49 beds in here, and there's another 49 beds coming. That's 98 beds. So they're probably thinking if they get rid of 40 of their staff, and then, you know, they figure an additional 10 or so might quit out of protest. People have already left. My manager quit last week. They fired one of the kitchen staff last week after he went on vacation, which was already prearranged. He had an agreement to go for 2 weeks to the UK and then come back, and then they said, no, you're terminated. He got a notification that he had to move all his shit out of Sunshine Village. But he's in the UK. How is he supposed to do that? Gone for 2 weeks, supposed to come back. Supposed to come back on the 1st of August, but of course that's not their problem. There you go. There's the second lot of trailers currently being installed. And that is where everyone will be living who gets to remain here. So if I can keep a job by remaining in Sunshine Village, or I mean, if I can keep my place in Sunshine Village by getting a job there, then the place where I will be living will be significantly nicer than this. I have a nice, like, queen-size bed. I've got a mini fridge. I've got a closet space. I've got access to the bathroom right next door. Pretty good, except for the commute. But if I get a job working at Sunshine Village, then the commute doesn't matter anymore. I live and work there now. Got my Lake Louise jacket on right now. My hat, the jacket and the polo shirt I got from the free donations. The hat is a gift from a bus driver, which was originally a gift from my parents for my birthday. My birthday was that week when the fire happened. So there you have it. That is essentially today's update. Morale is in the toilet and the news is all over the place here. So yeah, I'll be doing an update I guess tomorrow on what the situation is until the foreseeable future, whether I get a job or end up moving back to my parents' house. And until then, hey. Until then, I want to thank everyone who watches these videos and follows my channel. Make sure to like the video and subscribe, share it out to your friends so they can keep up to date and informed with the situation as it develops here in Lake Louise. And yeah, I guess I'll end it there, and I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye.